Hello everyone, it's Calaveras 32 Special. Welcome back to the channel. I'm back out here at the beautiful Calaveras Ranch, working on a project that I had to bum some tools off my dad, because that's their precision or more precise metalworking tools than what I currently own, and I don't have the space or to store them, nor do I use them often enough to make it worth buying my own. Let's take you outside and I'll show you what the project is. Okay, some of you may know, if you've been following the channel for a while, I drive a Jeep Wrangler as my daily. It's also what I will be driving for going hunting, and hopefully be able to do some wheeling here at some point. Well, because I don't like taking it down below quarter tank. I have a limited range to about 200 miles. So to help get around that, I picked up two of these brand new military style jerry cans or fuel cans. It was kind of a pain to find a place that sold carb compliant, which is an emissions regulation law that so a lot of them aren't sold in California. So what I'm doing is I'm going to have this framework. This is just the very beginning of it, and you can see how nasty that weld is. I'm not happy about that, but I'm out of practice, so take what I can get. So that's where this will slide into the receiver on the back of the Jeep and lock in with a pin, just like it would if you're trying to tow a trailer. So it'll be good and secure. The wrinkle comes in from the design of the Jeep itself. Let's go over there and I'll show you what the wrinkle is, for those who aren't familiar. Okay, so here's the back of my Jeep, which if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen photos of it. The rear of the Jeep does not open like a standard SUV. If you haven't seen them, they actually swing out to the side. And that's for the bottom door is actually the one that locks. The glass doesn't actually have a latch on it. The glass is simply held closed because this bottom edge of the glass is wedged behind this top edge of the door. And being that I need to work around that, what I'm going to do for my carrier is let me close this up. It'll sit with the cans about here. So I'm going to have a latch and a hinge so it will swing out and away to the same direction as the door. I was going to have it swing the other direction, but I realized then it would hide the arm mechanism would hide my license plate. And I don't need to deal with that. So yeah, you can see the project is barely getting started. If you have questions about the design or how I came up with something about the welding or anything else that you want to ask, feel free to drop it in the comments, and I'll answer them the best I can. That's right, I'm not a professional. I'm a desk jockey by trade. That's true. This is, metalworking is a hobby I picked up, junior high or beginning of high school, somewhere in that range. So, I appreciate everyone stopping by the channel. Have a wonderful day. Hey everyone, it's Calaveras 32 Special. Welcome back to the channel. Still out here at Calaveras Ranch, working on the fuel tank carrier for the Jeep. Wanted to give a update as to where I'm at, and you can start to see kind of what the setup is going to look like. Let me see if I can flip you around. Okay, so you see the carrier. You recognize that T portion from previous video. Then it has the extension on it. The cans will each fit here before it gets to the angle point. that extension there, it's just tack welded because it's a test fit right now. The hinge point will be out here on the end. So that way it has a long enough arm to be able to swing clear of the tire. And if you ask why did I put it at an angle, the reason is, if you get out of the passenger side, come around, you're less likely to hit your knee on it there than if it's stuck out. Trying to there. If it stuck out straight and it was this much farther off from the back of the vehicle, would be much more prone to for you to smack your knee on it. And if any of you have ever, which I'm sure there's some of you in a group that have, because I know we have people from the Midwest and and the South and places like that, that watch this show or watch my channel. You've smacked your your shin at some point in your life on a trailer hitch, and you know it hurts like the devil. So I tucked it in a little bit. I probably could have taken in a little bit more, but I didn't want to have clearance issues. So I did that so that way it gives me a little bit more room for going around the back of the vehicle. And yeah. It's coming along. I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by the channel. If you want to see more of my content, I encourage you to check out my website, calaveras32special.com. Links below in the description. I also encourage you to check out gunchannels.com. Online, two-way community, set up and operated about 5 years ago at this point, by G-Webs, or Mr. Gun Websites. He is a avid activist for our two-way rights, so that's where I encourage you to stop by there, as well as his website, gearwebsites.com, where where a lot of his financing comes from, to help him fight for our rights. I hope you guys are willing to stop by. Both of those websites. Oh, and before I get on mine, I have my Spreadshirt store link and my Patreon link over there for anyone who is so inclined as to helping out the channel. Much appreciated. And anything I decide any money I get over there, I'll be putting back into the channel, and I'll be giving my patrons a chance to chime in as to what they think I should be using it on. I want to say again, thank you very much for stopping by. Have a wonderful night.